Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Justin Anderson, and today we're going to be talking about grip, specifically handgun grip, how to grip your handgun effectively and consistently. I see a lot of instructors and even just influencers out there that really overcomplicate how to grip your handgun, and there's really no need for it because it's very simple, and there's a couple simple steps that you can take to really make sure your hands are placed exactly where they need to be. So in the last couple decades, there's kind of been a couple different variations of what is considered effective handgun grip at that time, whatever. But like what is considered modern handgun grip is what everyone's settling on now because it's very effective. It's very consistent. It's what all the competition shooters are using nowadays, and I think it's here to stay. And what it is what's called thumbs forward grip, and what it means is both thumbs are pointing forward, so that we're not getting any thumbs on the wrist or any teacup action or thumbs pointing rearward or anything like that. It's just gonna be both thumbs pointing forward, and it's very effective. It works great, and so the best way to really practice handgun grip if you aren't really confident with it is through dry fire, because when you go to the live range and you're shooting live ammunition, you're dealing with recoil control, and that's where handgun grip really comes in. That's where the rubber meets the road. And if you don't already know and are confident in where your hand placement should be and how your grip should be, it just makes it twice as difficult. So dry fire is the perfect way to really find out and get comfortable and confident and know exactly where they need to be as soon as your hand meets that gun. So first off, safety check. We're going to make sure the magazine is removed, source of feed. We're going to lock the slide to the rear. Make sure the chamber is empty. Magwell, slide face, we're all good to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this down into two segments. We're going to start with the dominant hand, which is the firing hand, and the non-dominant hand, which is the support hand. I'm a left-handed shooter, but for the sake of the video, I will be demonstrating this right-handed just for you guys, because most of you guys watching are probably right-handed. But for you guys who are left-handed like me, it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to be flip-flopped or reversed or whatever. So we're going to have the pistol out in front of us, and we're going to make kind of like a high five hand, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to take the web of our hand, and we're going to put it nice and snug in this beaver tail here, okay? So we're just going to take our hand, and we're going to slide it right in, just like that. So what we're going to do, what we're doing is we're getting the web of our hand nice and tight, and what this is called is a high tang grip, okay? So we're getting as high on the gun as possible, so there's no gaps like that, or even small gaps like that. We're getting it nice and tight, nice and firm, and it's just kind of resting in the fleshy part of our hand right there, okay? So that's called a high tang grip. And then what we're going to do with these fingers is we're just going to rest them on the frame, just like that, just around the grip. And then we're going to take our thumb, and we're just going to keep it pointed up for now. We're going to use him later, okay? Then we're going to take our support hand, or non-dominant hand, and we're just going to take our fingers, same thing, kind of like a high five, and we're going to take these fingers and just kind of rest them over these fingers, kind of interlocking them, okay? So we're going to take them and put it right over just like that. And then what we're going to do with our thumbs is we're going to rest our support thumb right on the frame pointed forward. And then we're going to take this thumb, didn't forget about them, we're going to rest it right on top, just like that. Thumbs forward grip, okay? I'm going to demonstrate it one more time. So we're going to have support hand go over our fingers, rest our thumb on the frame, firing hand thumb on the support hand, just like that, okay? And what I found that really works for me is on my support hand, on my non-dominant hand, my pointer finger here kind of sneaks and slides right underneath my trigger finger there. And it just kind of locks it in, it interlocks it. It works really well, has worked really well for me and also for my wife, and it works great. It may not work for you. Try it out, see what happens. And with this grip, this is kind of like the base foundation. Based on your hand size, you may have to make some minor adjustments. I have some pretty big hands, okay? I have skinny fingers, but they're really long. And I have had to make some minor adjustments to how I grip it, but the foundation is unchanging, okay? Thumbs forward grip, fingers interlocking, everything's the same, okay? Nothing really changes. Now we come to like pressure, how hard to grip your dominant hand or your non-dominant hand. And this is where it gets really muddy and it gets really overcomplicated, because some instructors will say like 30% grip on your dominant hand and then 70% on your non-dominant hand. And that's a load of rubbish because to put a percentage on grip strength is impossible. It's ridiculous. Not to mention it just makes it confusing and there's no need for it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grip the handgun just moderate. We're not going to grip the crap out of it. We're just going to grip it solid. We're not going to have it super loose, but we're going to grip it just decent. And the reason for that is because we want to keep this hand as tense-free as possible because we have to isolate our trigger finger so that we get consistent trigger pulls, okay? If we have this hand really, really tight, it's really hard to do that. And most of the time when people jerk their shots, low and left for right-handed shooters and low and right for left-handed shooters, is because they're gripping that handgun really tight with their firing hand right before they shoot, right before they pull that trigger. And it's because they're tightening, they're tensing up their hand. So we're just going to keep it loosey-goosey, fairly firm. And this hand, the non-dominant hand, the sport hand, is what's doing most of the gripping. So you can pretty much picture it. You're pretty much gripping the handgun mostly with your non-dominant hand. This hand, your firing hand, you're kind of just sneaking it in there so that you can pull the trigger, okay? So this hand isn't doing that much. And for these fingers on your firing hand, they're kind of just bonus, okay? They don't really need to be there. They're just kind of bonus. So this hand is doing most of the grip. There's no percentages on how, just grip it, okay? Don't think about it too much, just grip it. So, just gonna put your hands over, just like that. And what's great about this is you can start from what is called a high ready, your muzzle is pointed up, and you can start practicing your press outs, and you don't have to change your grip. Your grip can stay exactly where it needs to be to press out and pull the trigger, okay? So that pretty much sums it up. It's pretty simple, and it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. It's fairly simple, and it is very effective and also very consistent. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, stay safe, get out and train.